What's up guys, BltzZ here today bringing you another video. In today's video I want to talk about something that's been bringing on a lot, and I mean a lot of discussions in the comments of many other videos, and that's about what I think is going on with the ending of Final Fantasy VII Remake. Spoiler warning ahead guys, because we're going to be talking about massive reveals from the end of Final Fantasy VII Remake and possibly the main story of Final Fantasy VII Original. So click away and protect your cheeks from the ultimate clappage right now, and with all that being said, let's get into the video. Final Fantasy VII Remake's ending has been in heavy discussion amongst veteran and new fans. One of the biggest questions is Zack alive? Obviously there is more context to that question, so I will be giving you guys more information to understand where I am coming from about this, while also giving you guys my opinion on that subject. I very well could be wrong. Hell, we all could be wrong. No one really knows what Square Enix just might do at this stage of the story, but you gotta admit, it's pretty bold to be making these decisions they are making because they definitely have a huge plan, and this opens up so many doors for other games apart from Remake. Based on what we know for right now and how I'm processing this information, Zack is alive at the end of Final Fantasy VII Remake, but the Zack that we are seeing in these cutscenes survive are not in the same timeline that the main party from Remake are in. Now let me explain. In Remake, the constant information that is being fed to us is that the Whispers exist to preserve things from changing from the original game's story, which they try to do and succeed in many ways. However, at the end, it gets to the point where Sephiroth convinces the party that in order to change their fate and win, they must defeat the Harbingers and Whispers, which is a total lie. The party at this point thinks whatever images are being fed to them in their head are glimpses of the future if they do not defeat the Whispers, as evidenced by Red 13's comment here. However, these images, as we all know, are what happens when they win. The party then proceeds to battle against the Whispers, but before we destroy them, we the viewers are being shown the scene in a different timeline of Zack FF7, getting ready to take on waves of Shinra infantrymen and inevitably die. When he goes into battle, we are now pushed back to the main party's timeline as we battle the Whispers. Upon defeating the Whispers, a Sephiroth clone that's been following us the whole game named Marco tries to battle us and we defeat him. I believe that's Marco anyways. Then Cloud faces off against the true powerful Sephiroth at the edge of creation, who absolutely embarrasses and toys with Cloud the whole entire time. Once all these scenes play out, we are once again brought back to Zack's timeline, and it shows us that he's defeated the waves of Shinra infantry, which he's supposed to lose against. In Remake's timeline and Final Fantasy VII Original's timeline, Zack is dead. In this new timeline and universe, Zack's alive, and it seems that we're going to be getting a what-if scenario we've all been wondering about. Zack begins making his way back to Cloud, but the Whispers, which were supposed to prevent him from winning, explode and are expelled from Midgar and essentially are fading out from his timeline as well as many others that they influence. They are gone, and now anyone's fate can be changed. The Whispers being gone now, hopefully and finally, will make you guys hit that subscribe button, because only 19% of you guys that watch and love these videos are currently subscribed. Guys, hit that subscribe button because it helps the channel out a ton and will help you guys out with this PlayStation 5 giveaway we currently have going on right now. If you guys haven't yet, be sure to click subscribe and click on the Gleam link in the comments pinned below so you don't miss out on a chance to win a PS5. I want to give back to you guys and show my appreciation for all the support that you guys all have been showing me. I am forever appreciative over that fact, guys. Again, don't miss out on a PS5 just because you weren't subscribed, and make sure you join this giveaway. Love you guys, long time. But really though, the Whispers being gone is exactly what Sephiroth wants, so he can change his own fate of losing to the party and having his meteor plan foiled by Holy and the livestream. Zack falls to the ground but gets up and doesn't understand what's going on because he cannot see the Whispers, but he's shocked from that explosion and possibly confused as to what's going on. Now, why do I think this is a different timeline? Well, because that moment where Cloud and the gang are fighting the Whispers takes place about 2 months later from this moment here where Zack originally dies. Why would that explosion have an effect here on this scene with Zack? I think because them destroying the Whispers and their timeline causes a ripple effect through all timelines and universes that are taking place in or near Midgar, because that is where the Harbingers are currently fighting the party, and that's where that shockwave can be felt initially. To go even further beyond that, the beginning of the scene takes time to showcase to us that the stamp dog in this universe is completely different from the stamp that we've all been seeing around Midgar. The stamp we've been seeing is a beagle or bloodhound breed, whereas this stamp in Zack's scene is a terrier. A lot of you guys brought up that Barrett in Chapter 5 mentions that Shinra changed the stamp logo to fit their military agenda, but that's not what Barrett said at all. Barrett actually says he despises that Shinra would take a loyal animal like a dog and co-opt it for their agenda. Basically saying he's upset that they're using this image as a dog or stamp to further their propaganda. Also, the scene with Zack takes place about 2 months before that scene with Barrett takes place. So that would mean within those 2 months, Shinra changed stamp from this terrier to the beagle that we've been seeing within Remake, and Avalanche was able to graffiti all over Midgar and use the new beagle stamp everywhere as their guide points. Remember, Barrett says that Avalanche uses stamp to point out where they need to go for missions. So yes, you could argue a super company like Shinra would be able to change their logo that fast, but little things like this abandoned locker room in the subway has the beagle stamp as the jukebox song's logo makes me think that this beagle stamp has been the stamp logo representative for quite some time. Tifa also mentions in this moment that it looks as if no one has been down here in a very long time. We never once see the terrier stamp, only this beagle one, and we see the beagle one many times within Remake. And also, the developer said in a Famitsu interview that we need to pay close attention to the fact that the stamp is a different dog in Zack's scene. Why would any of that be important if it were not to symbolize a different universe? Especially since Shinra isn't the main bad guy anymore. Anyone who has played Final Fantasy VII Original knows that once you leave Midgar, it's all a chase for Jenova and Sephiroth. Shinra plays second fiddle and are always behind the party. As a matter of fact, Shinra really isn't a concern until Junon, and after that, it's just not that big of a deal. So why would the developer tell us that a different stamp dog is very important for us to pay attention to it? If the truth behind it was, as you guys say, to show us that Shinra changed the logos of Stamp around the time Remake starts, there's no reason for that. So, this Zack that we are witnessing here is an alternate timeline separate from Final Fantasy VII Remake. Other comments have been mentioning that Zack could still die, since in Crisis Core he originally dies when it starts raining, but there is no way that Zack dies right here as he's carrying Cloud to Midgar. What would be the point behind all of this anyways? What would be the reason for them showing us as Zack survives his encounter with Shinra? The whispers which would have made Zack die are gone now, and they take drastic moments to showcase to us that they are indeed gone. The whispers were the obstacle ahead of Zack for preventing him from living. They are gone, and Zack was able to defeat all the Shinra men that he wasn't able to defeat prior. What would be the point in Square CGI rendering Zack, giving him dialogue and a full-on cutscene, showing us him defeating the enemies that originally kill him conveniently after the whispers have been expelled and are gone, just to kill him 3 minutes after the credits end here? I've been trying to wrap my head around that thought process you guys have been trying to tell me, but I just don't see any logical explanation or reasons to believe that's the direction that Square will be taking this. Square wants to make money. Adding another universe with one of the most popular Final Fantasy characters and surrounding him with the most iconic Final Fantasy characters would do exactly that. No, I've been saying for quite some time that Zack is alive in another universe, and Square has plans to give him either his own DLC or solo game. And what do we get revealed to us earlier this week? That Square Enix trademarked 2 titles, both of which pertain to Final Fantasy VII. But even more so, one is called Ever Crisis, and the other is called The First Soldier. Ever Crisis is a direct callback to all of Square Enix Final Fantasy VII prequel games. Before Crisis, the mobile game centering around Turks, and Crisis Core, the PSP game centering around Zack, Cloud, and Sephiroth. Both of those are prequels detailing events which occurred before Final Fantasy VII Original and Remake. Now with Ever Crisis, we very well could get a what-if scenario continuation of Zack's story we never got to see, in an alternate universe that won't affect Remake's timeline that we are currently following. This is a clever way of Square being able to expand the Final Fantasy VII universe by creating multiverses, sort of blending what DC Universe and Marvel movies have been doing, extending their universes and bringing on new characters into the fold like Marvel, and alternate timelines and character arcs like DC Universe. What if he beat those Shinra men? What if he made it to Midgar? What if he made it back to Aerith and finally clapped her cheeks? This Clarith argument would not be going on, I'm telling you guys. The point is, people keep saying Zack is alive in Remake's timeline, that he left his Buster Sword with Cloud and he's hiding out for some weird reason. That is not the case. I believe Zack is dead in Remake's universe and timeline, but in an alternate universe with a different stamped dog, he is alive. In this universe, there are also many other things that just might be different. If you guys know about multiverse theory, there are infinite amounts of universe, and sometimes things can be very different. For example, in one universe, my actual name could be Blitz, but my YouTube name would be Brian. Or in another universe, I would be bald, but in this universe, my hair is sexy as fuck. Little things like that, or it could be major and multiple changes. The Stamp Dog is just one that they chose to show us briefly, but I'm sure there will be many other differences that will be new to us viewers since we know the town of Midgar and how it looks for Remake. But for Zack and the others, they all just might be the same stuff that they've always seen or are none the wiser. Zack will not be meeting up with the party in Remake unless the universes somehow merge, which at this point it's too early to say, but it's also not impossible that wouldn't happen. If you guys don't agree with me after hearing all that I had to say, please let me know in the comments below, as I love these discussions that we're all having. But I hate to have to reply to the same comment to 20 people a day and would rather have made a video like this for you guys, which is why I made it. And that wraps it up for this video, guys. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think. I hope I was able to clear the ideology behind why I think Zack is alive in another universe. If you still think otherwise, feel free to comment below and let me know, because that's my favorite part about these videos, interacting with you guys and hearing what you guys think and your feedback from the content overall. Don't miss out on that PS5 giveaway, guys. It is live right now. We have a lot of entries, but don't worry, you guys can get in on this too. We're going to be having this go on for about a month just to make sure we can get as much people to participate as we can. Just make sure to go to the Gleam link in the pinned comment below of this video and enter your entries. Wishing you all good luck. Be sure to like the video if you enjoyed and subscribe if you are new. More Final Fantasy VII Remake videos are coming your way and you won't want to miss them. My name is BltzZ and thanks for watching.